Seen a shot of Enable there. See what he's going to be able to do for this side, but game one is going to be going into throwback hardpoint. What do you love about this map, buddy?
I just love how symmetrical it is. You have some hills that I think you can categorize as money hills, but you know, talking with Merc and Chance earlier, I almost feel like that kind of goes out the window. You know, if you're able to just get to a hill and lock it down, the spawns in Infinite Warfare that you can spawn people out so effectively that you can just take any amount of time on any of these hills. You can take a full 60 on just about anyone.
Well, here we go, buddy. Make some noise. Game one of the CWL Atlanta Open is off and on the way. Enigma 6 going up against Faze Clan. We'll have eyes on with Zuma here at top window as he's trying to defend the central hard point. What do you love about Zuma, man? It seems like he sort of, I don't know, resurged a little bit here with this title?
I always feel like he's been very strong. I feel like, you know, the faster paced games definitely suit his playstyle more than others. And I think you expect a big year out of Zuma. And you see he's just going to be looking over his players as they're inside the hill, and Faze is racking up some points here early.
Just doing his best to hold them at bay, make sure they can't get pressure. And it's this gunfight one-on-one across the top window, right? If he can take him out, it allows his players to kind of push from tracks, get set up. But so far, I mean, any time we've seen has been going towards Faze here as they've got an early 13-0 advantage.
Yeah, and it's not even really winning that gunfight, it's just putting the fire so the player can't come out and challenge the player inside of the hill. So as long as he's putting down consistent fire at that top window, it's going to be a win for his team. And it's going to be Faze taking 25 seconds and counting here at the beginning of this game. E6 not on the board. They're going to rotate here early. They need to lock this one down.
And he's getting a little bit low on ammo. There was one behind. We saw Proto go vertical there in the corner, coming out the backside of Granny's. But finally, E6 going to be able to get on the board, and they're trying to lock down Barn. Hiding behind Lime here is going to be Proto. What do you like about this particular hardpoint? I mean, you're talking about Barn. Lots of entrances, right? Yeah,
well, Barn, I mean, you can get all the way into the back. You can lock down that Lime area and really secure the spawns for your team, but it's quickly broken there by Faze. And you see where E6 is spawning out all the way at the top of your mini-map. A quick break from Faze, and that's a good sign if you're a Faze team. You know, I went back and I watched some of the videos of the 2K, and I remember the game where they had 249, they lose it to Optic Gaming. And what you saw from Faze in that matchup, and you see from them sometimes, is when the score gets close in hardpoint, they just start to flood from one angle. They don't pinch, they don't try and spawn teams out. You see a little bit of panic, so you don't see that there. But Enigma 6 able to break, take the rest of this time on Barn. They're going to go in with the lead to this next hill.
Well, let's talk a little bit then. Yeah, let's focus on E6 for a bit. You got Proto, he's 7-3, he's on a 2-streak, playing sneaky in the corner, but that's going to be Zuma just snapping on him with the K-bar as he hits the edge. One team kill does come in for attach as he picks up one member of his side, but we're going to move it down to under bridge here. See what Ruiz is able to do. He's trying to find shot stop. Middle does find one above, but his teammate's able to clean that one up. And just like that, you see Enigma 6 going to be getting the lead change. They're going to be able to take a bit of control here, but Faze right back in front.
And this, I feel like, is one of the harder hills to hold down. You're going to have to get control of it and push all the way through to the opposite side of the bike path, because there's not really a lot of places for the player to hide inside of the hard point. You pretty much just have the two corners on the opposite side of the bridge, so it's really easy to break. And you see Proto here picking up 2 big kills as E6 gets control of the hill, take the lead right back.
It reminds you a little bit maybe of tracks on Fringe in a way, right? Just kind of that long tunnel. It reminds you of it a bit. You have to push out both sides, try to keep them spawning out. For those of you familiar with Black Ops 3 Hardpoint, we've got just under 10 seconds left before we rotate to what many consider to be your money hill. We're going to baseball field. Back statue here in general, after picking up 2, is going to be looking for some key kills here as he's going to set up.
I know we did a lot of talk before this event, you know, who may be the key player in this group. The guy who I thought would be is General. I think he's probably the standout player on this team. You look just from a mechanics and skill perspective, I think he is the most naturally talented out of the E6 group. I think if he can really get going, could spell a disaster for Faze.
Well, he's 9-8 right now, but now we're going to focus on the Faze attempt to hold. Inside the top blue is Enable. He's watching and he kind of pushed through courtyard. He gets the call. He needs to wrap back and help as attached drops. Trying to find him in the back. Teammate there to clean it up, but he will find one. That's going to be him taking out General, who we were just highlighting. And if Faze can lock this down, they've got 20 or so seconds left. They'll be able to retake the lead and should be able to get the remainder of this time, as you've only got another, I was going to say, one more hit from E6, but they might get the break.
And with the way these hills have gone so far in this game, it's been so 50-50. You see how close the score is? I think the second rotation of hills, it's going to come down to somebody locking down Barn or this back baseball, which may decide the game.
Well, now we're going to try and get back towards mid-map as we're going to enter the second side of our formations. And you see a bit of a split spawn kind of coming in here as number 6 on the mini-map was a Clayster. And speaking of Clayster, usually we highlight him a ton, but as you can see right now, a very, very slow start for him. He's actually 5-12 currently. What do you think's going wrong for him? Maybe just first event nerves? Or sorry, first match nerves?
I mean, it's definitely not his first event. They're definitely not first event nerves for Clayster. He's been a player who's been around forever.
For a decade.
And I mean, look, I feel like sometimes Clay on this team feels like he needs to lead and tell everybody else where they need to go. And it's so hard to be an in-game leader and try and move everybody around different places, keep track of the clock, where you kind of let your own kind of game go away.
Yeah.
So I feel like right now Clay needs to just focus on picking up these kills, focus on the positions that he needs to lock down. I feel like his teammates are at a point where they're experienced enough in this type of hardpoint style where they know where they need to go. I feel like Clay needs to let some of that in-game leadership go away.
Well, you can tell, I was going to say the scrap time may go to Faze, but I believe it was a kill from Ruiz onto Clayster, allows them to pick up a couple seconds there in scrap time. But they rotated early to try and lock down Barn, but some key engagements there for Faze allow them to get it. A big part of that is Attach, the monster. He's got his Scarab. He's currently on a 4 streak. He's looking out the backside. He should have an engagement here momentarily. We'll be able to pick up the kill. Streak now up to 5, leading all Slayers outside of really Zuma, who's having a beast game. So they're 2 fast-paced players doing a lot for them currently on this hard point.
Yeah, but they have nobody watching the top side of the minimap. It's going to be Proto and K that just get inside of the hard point. They were able to break this for Enigma 6, so where it looked like Faze has control of this back area. Ooh. Enigma 6 with a very good flood through the top side of your minimap. They break it.
And you'll see there's like 6 players bunched up within this tiny barn because there's like 4 different places you're able to hit and fly in. But Faze looking to pick up the final seconds here. 15 or so on the clock. That'll push them out to just under a 40-point advantage. This is kind of how the game started, right? Faze got that early lead. Enigma 6, though, tries to fight back. We're going to be heading over to Bike Path now. We're going to go on with Proto. We're going to see what he can do from Enigma 6 as he's trying to set up. And he's going to be the one picking up the time in the hard point here, Matt.
So I think if you're Enigma 6, you can't get caught up in taking a ton of time here on Bike Path. You need to make sure you secure those spawns for that next baseball field in the back. Because if you try and take a lot of time here, it doesn't matter if you give up those spawns to Faze, because they're going to jump right back in the lead. So if you're Enigma 6, I almost don't even look at the scoreboard here. I play for those positions for the next hard point.
You got to feel pretty good if you're Faze right now. I mean, you're obviously getting a lackluster slaying performance from Clayster in this one. And you got a pretty comfortable lead right now, right? Everybody else is getting it done when it comes to slaying.
Well, look, I mean, if you can't take advantage of Clayster having an off game here, it's going to be bad in this series for Enigma 6. He goes on a little bit of a streak there, putting together 5 straight kills, starting to get going with the assault rifle in his hands, and you do see Faze pulling a little bit further away from Enigma 6 here, but that next hill I was talking about, it's going to be Enigma 6 set up in the back. This is where they can come back and take the lead.
And I think that stretch there, Matt, for Clayster is going to help maybe his confidence a little bit. Started slow, picks up 5 in a row. We'll see if that benefits him, but still, 50-point advantage for Faze, but look at E6's setup on the minimap. They've got Statue locked down. It's going to be Zuma trying to break in, able to find one in the back. The reactive armor coming in huge, and now comes the swarm. Faze breaking through. 1 from behind, able to get in top blue. 1 player remaining, but there's only 1 left. Cade goes clutch. Cade finds the final 2, and it's still E6 picking up the points.
Yeah, Cade with 3 big kills there. Currently on a 4 streak, locking this down for Enigma 6. And let's see how Faze plays this. I was talking about the panic that I saw in the 2K against Optic Gaming. Let's see if that comes back. They need to just pinch on this hill. They need to come from both angles. So you do see Clayster trying to work through bowling, has teammates coming from the opposite direction. This is the right play here from Faze.
Well, it's still General, last man standing. Their 50-point advantage slipping away. It's now a 20-point game. 10 seconds left, and it's General and crew trying to pick this up. But 2 players pushing in for Faze. General doesn't care. Able to chop down 1. 1 more player inside. Shot just a bit off as Zuma will take, what, the final 3 seconds. So not that the kill is going to be that crucial, but now it's the flood back to mid-map. Enigma 6 still nipping on the heels of Faze.
And I mean, the really only difference in the second rotation of hills is that barn hardpoint. That's where you saw Faze pick up a considerable amount of time. Enigma 6 got 1 break. Faze just swarmed right in, was able to break it right back. So we'll see how Enigma 6 plays this 3rd rotation. You do have Ruiz and Proto with their abilities up ready to use. So you may save those for barn in case you don't get those spawns right away.
Well, Clayster spawns out at Statue and rotates back in, trying to get eyes on, but that's going to be Cade up top. Cade with what seems like so many crucial kills down the stretch, despite the fact he's -4. He's on a 3 streak now. He had some big kills there at Statue, and he's coming up clutch when it matters. But that's going to be Clayster off spawn, kind of go right back, knows where that position was, able to find him.
Yeah, but you have to keep attention to your mini-map. You see where Enigma 6 is spawning. They do a very good job not giving up a ton of time here to Faze on this center hill. Now it's going to be all pressure on Faze here trying to break into barn.
Remember what happened last time, though. E6 rotated early. Faze broke in behind, I believe, 2 big kills from Attach, and now it's going to be Zuma opening things up. Proto has to rotate back in, and he gets gone. Zuma finds two. Faze may have the break they need to cement this one inside a barn. Is attached. There it is. Zuma 2, attached 2. They come flying, and E6 cannot hold on, and just like that, your early rotation for E6 means nothing.
It's just something you just can't let happen. If you're going to bank on going to a hill early, rotating, you need to pick up that initial wave of kills, because that's how you see these hardpoint games get out of control score-wise. When a team is forced to rotate early, they don't pick up the kills. But you do see Enigma 6 working through the front side of the barn hardpoint. General gets one, Cade with another, and they're able to get control.
Back and forth has been the story of this game. 20 points left here on Barn, and those 20 points would make it all but a tie game. But Attached trying to do dirty things inside, but catches the furious fist there of Ruiz. And now the rotation's coming up. Matt, tell me what's going down.
Yeah, and you do have Faze setting up for bike path. They're going to rotate all 4 members over towards that hard point. You have 1 member for Enigma 6, just trying to lock this down, contested at the beginning, so you do not let Faze push all the way through, control this area of the map.
Well, they've gotten pushed through and set up for now. You see the number 5 up top, I believe, is Enable trying to find some kills. He eventually does get dropped. Now look, you have both teams just going to hit from either side here. It's going to be Mayhem at bike path. That was General, I believe, that had called in the Scarab, trying to disrupt, but this is so close to just being tied up yet again. We may have a lead change. There's only 80 seconds really left on the clock.
And you do see number 3 on the minimap. General and the rest of Enigma 6, they spawn on that top side, and Clayster knows it's coming in. He knows the flank is coming. He needs to pick up these kills, because if he can spawn out Enigma 6 on the opposite side of the map, Faze in a great spot to close this game out soon.
Beautiful job there, backing him down with the shots, backing him down with the grenade. And now, can they get the final break they need as we move to Statue? This is your money hill, and this is what it's all going to come down to. 10 seconds left. That's going to put them at, what, 240, basically 10 points away. E6 has to be perfect, Matt.
With a fantastic hold, though, you could have E6 actually come back and win it here on this baseball field hardpoint. So you do see they're set up all the way in the back. Big kill here from Clayster on General. He's able to get one. Does have camo. Going to get inside of the hardpoint as one more player to his right. He's going to be able to pick it up. So Faze comes through with a big break there, Maeve.
And that should be it. Clayster should be able to close it down. Look how big he's come back. He was so negative to start off the game. He was close to getting a bombardment there. You're 2 points away. Faze just looking to cement the victory here. There you go. Faze Clan taking game 1.
And Clay absolutely goes ham there in the second half of that game. You know, we highlighted his bad start. He had like 5 kills through the first rotation. Not a very good start for Clayster. He finishes with 22 in that game, so it makes a really big comeback.
Yeah, and when you talk about it, like I said, where I think he started to come alive, you need a confidence booster sometimes. If you're like an energy guy, an emotional